Today we can make payments without even taking anything out of our pockets. A card, a phone, sometimes even just our face is enough. But have you ever thought about how the credit card actually came into existence for the first time? Who invented it? Why? And out of what necessity? The interesting part is this. The credit card did not emerge in a big technology laboratory, in a bank, or as part of a long-term plan. It all started with a forgotten wallet. The year is 1949. The place is New York. A dinner in a nice restaurant. The man sitting at the table is named Frank McNamara, a businessman. He's there with his friends, chatting, eating, everything is normal. Then the bill arrives. Frank reaches into his pocket, but his wallet isn't there. No cash, no check. And at that time, paying with a card simply didn't exist. In the end, his wife is called to the restaurant and she pays the bill. That evening, when Frank McNamara gets home, there's one question on his mind. Why do people have to carry money with them? The idea of credit itself wasn't completely new. People had been buying on credit for years. You'd go to the local shop, they'd write it down, and you'd pay at the end of the month. But that system had a big limitation. It only worked in places where you were known. The idea that came to Frank McNamara was very simple. Buy now, pay later. But be able to do this at any restaurant, any business. At the time it may have seemed like a small idea, but it was actually revolutionary. In 1950, Frank McNamara and his partners founded a company called Diners Club. This became the first modern credit card in history. But don't imagine today's plastic cards. The first cards were made of cardboard. They had the cardholder's name and card number on them, and they were only valid at restaurants. In fact, that's where the name comes from. Diners, people who eat. The system was very simple. You go to a restaurant, eat your meal, and when the bill comes, you hand over the card. The restaurant gets paid by Diners Club at the end of the month, and Diners Club sends you the bill. So the restaurant gets its money right away and you pay later. This is exactly the foundation of the system we still use today. At first, not everyone welcomed this idea. Restaurants were skeptical and people found it strange. Still, within the first year, around 200 restaurants and 20,000 users joined the system. It may sound small today, but for that time it was a serious number. When Diners Club became successful, banks didn't stay on the sidelines. In 1958, Bank of America introduced a card called Bank AmeriCard. That card later changed its name to what we know today as Visa. Other banks followed, mergers happened, and MasterCard emerged. Credit cards were no longer limited to restaurants, they were accepted everywhere. Cards evolved from cardboard to plastic. Magnetic stripes were added, then chips. But the core idea never changed. Buy now, pay later. Credit cards truly changed life. Without them, online shopping wouldn't be this widespread. Buying plane tickets or making hotel reservations wouldn't be this easy, and global trade wouldn't have developed at this pace. But there's another side to it. Credit cards gave people freedom, but they also made borrowing easier. So they became an invention that makes life easier, but can also cause problems if not used carefully. I think the most beautiful part of this story is this. What changed the world wasn't a grand plan or massive technology. It was simply a forgotten wallet. That evening, Frank McNamara didn't say, "I wish I had a card." He asked, "Why doesn't something like this exist?" And that simple question started a system used by billions of people today. Many of the firsts in the modern world emerged in the same way. a small problem, a simple question, and an idea that came at the right time. Perhaps the biggest lesson here is this: great ideas are often born in very small moments. If you enjoy these kinds of interesting stories that shape the modern world, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts about this story in the comments. See you in the next video with another first from the modern world.